Transport, and the South African National Taxi Council has spoken to the Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula over their planned fare increase. Johannesburg taxi associations are due to raise fares by up to, and wait for this, 172% from next week. eNCA's Kylie Khumalo joins us now from the Transport Department in Johannesburg. Kai, good afternoon to you. And this massive increase, 172%, is causing all sorts of consternation. What's going to emerge at this briefing this afternoon? It seems that many people are not happy.
Well, certainly, Jeremy, there has been a great deal of consternation, but also more importantly, we know that the taxi industry and the Transport Department have been meeting to try and find an amicable solution, especially because it's a very difficult time for them. And now, joining us now is the MEC for Transport here in Gauteng, Mr. Mamabolo. So, MEC, obviously, it's a very tough time for the taxi industry, just like any other sectors in the country. Are we going to see any breakthrough anytime soon?
Well, firstly, let me just say that we have just concluded a very important meeting with the leadership of the taxi industry in the province. This is the provincial leadership of Santaco and the Gauteng National Taxi Alliance. It was a good meeting, firstly, because we have agreed on the following issues. In the first instance, the taxi industry has acknowledged that the manner in which they literally dropped a very shocking and surprising, almost a bombshell-like, on the commuters under conditions of COVID-19 lockdown, and the way in which this whole matter was presented was not correct. So that point is acknowledged. It could have been done in a much more better way, which could have included also saying to us, taking us into confidence, transparency, openness with us about the nature of the problem. So to that extent, the provincial leadership has acknowledged that issue. Secondly, there is also an agreement that to increase prices, particularly 100% or more, under conditions of lockdown where we know families and households are under serious financial constraint, the economy is not doing well, and many people are losing their jobs, and there's no real good income coming into families. To then say to commuters who actually are battling COVID-19 in the taxi industry itself, looking for protection and prevention, and then bring a second, almost a tragic matter to them of fare increase, that they also acknowledge that it shouldn't have been like that, that it's as if the taxi industry is now, using the commuter as an outlet to pass the financial burden. So, and they also understand that commuters are financially constrained and there are serious challenges, and therefore it wouldn't have been correct to do that. So that point is acknowledged, and they are sympathetic to the situation of the commuter. That was a good point. Thirdly, we have agreed that on the day that was set to be the day of go-live increase for the taxi fares, which is the 15th of June, there will be no taxi fare increase on that day. So come the 15th, there shouldn't be any taxi association in our province that will increase the fares. So that agreement, we have it, but it doesn't rule out that you could have people who are defiant or causing problems. But at this level of leadership, we have agreed. There will be no increase by any association in Santaco or the Gauteng National Taxi Alliance, GNTA. And then the other issue that is very much important is that they want to go back and consult their members at a lower level and also their mother bodies, but also they have agreed in principle. They will have to come back to the provincial government of Gauteng and say, these are the options they have and these are the matters they want to raise. So we have agreed again on a principle of consultation, that there shouldn't be an arbitrary announcement of fares. So that has been agreed upon. And lastly, They have sharply raised with us an issue that the discussions at national about relief for them, the money that the discussions are still going on, they are saying it's taking too long. We also, as the provincial government, had to understand their concern that, yes, indeed, we wish the taxi industry could be assisted and actually the discussions could move faster. So to that extent, I will convey the concern to National Minister Honorable Mbalula about the fact that the taxi industry is feeling discomfort about what they consider delays in finalizing a package for them or a relief for them. So those are the discussions we have had. These were good discussions, good spirit, and this is how things should be. When there are difficulties, the best way to deal with them is to sit around the table and talk, including talking about what to talk about, because negotiations and talks are the best way to resolve issues.
All right, MEC, due to time constraints, we're just going to leave it there. So that's the MEC here in Gauteng responsible for transports. Of course, concluding very key talks and putting aside the proposed exorbitant hikes. So back to you, Jeremy.
All right, Fikile Mbalula, thank you very much indeed.